Everyone thought he had everything: money, fame, luxury, and an easy life. But when this rich Filipino boy walked onto the America's Got Talent stage and softly began singing Hotel California, something happened that no one, not even Simon Cowell, was prepared for. By the final note, judges were crying, the crowd was on its feet, and a golden buzzer moment would change his life forever. Before this unbelievable story unfolds, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because stories like this remind us that no matter how rich you are, pain and dreams sound the same in every heart. The lights of the America's Got Talent theater shimmered like diamonds as the audience buzzed with excitement. This season had already delivered incredible performances, but no one expected what was about to happen next. When the announcer called the name of a contestant from the Philippines, people leaned forward, curious. Then he appeared. A young boy, barely in his teens, wearing a perfectly tailored jacket, polished shoes, and a calm, confident smile. He didn't look nervous. He didn't look desperate. He looked like someone who belonged anywhere he chose to stand. The judges immediately noticed something different. Howie Mandel raised an eyebrow. Heidi Klum whispered something to Sofia Vergara. Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, already forming an opinion. This boy didn't look like the usual underdog. He didn't look poor, hungry, or struggling. He looked rich, and that alone created a quiet tension in the room. When Simon asked his name and background, the boy spoke clearly and politely. He introduced himself as the son of one of the wealthiest business families in the Philippines. His parents owned hotels, shipping companies, and real estate across Southeast Asia. The audience reacted with murmurs. Some people smiled. Others looked confused. A few even frowned. Simon didn't hide his skepticism. He asked the question many were thinking. Why are you here? You already have everything. The boy paused for a moment, then smiled gently. He said that money had given him comfort, education, and opportunity, but it could not give him peace. Music, he explained, was the only place where he felt truly understood. That answer softened the room, but doubt still lingered. Rich kids didn't usually win hearts on shows like this. The audience was used to stories of struggle, survival, and hardship. A wealthy boy chasing a dream felt almost unfair. Simon asked what song he would be singing. When the boy answered, Hotel California, the reaction was immediate. Some people gasped. Others laughed nervously. It was a legendary song. A risky choice. Many great singers had failed trying to perform it. Simon's expression tightened. He warned the boy that it was a very dangerous song to choose. The boy nodded respectfully. He said he understood. Then he walked to the center of the stage, adjusted the microphone, and closed his eyes. The first guitar note filled the theater. Something shifted instantly. His voice entered softly, smooth and controlled, carrying a tone far deeper than anyone expected. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't loud. It was haunting. The audience grew silent. Even the judges stopped moving. The boy wasn't just singing the song. He was telling a story through it, shaping each lyric as if it carried personal meaning. As the verse continued, the camera caught Simon leaning forward. His arms uncrossed. His eyes narrowed, not with doubt now, but with focus. Heidi's hand slowly moved to her mouth. Sophia blinked rapidly, already emotional. Howie stared at the stage, frozen. The richness of the boy's voice surprised everyone, but what shocked them more was the emotion behind it. This didn't sound like a rich kid showing off. This sounded like someone who had been alone for a very long time. Midway through the song, the boy opened his eyes. They were glassy. His voice trembled just slightly, not from weakness but from truth. The lyrics about being trapped in a beautiful place suddenly felt real. The audience felt it. Many later said they forgot they were listening to Hotel California. It felt like a confession. Then came the first twist. As the music softened, the boy added a subtle vocal run, something unexpected, something deeply soulful. The audience gasped. This was no ordinary cover. This was a reinterpretation, respectful yet bold. Simon's jaw tightened. He knew this moment. He knew when a performance crossed the line from good to unforgettable. In the front rows, people wiped tears from their faces. A man in a business suit nodded slowly, clearly moved. A young woman clutched her chest. The atmosphere in the theater had transformed from curiosity to reverence. The boy reached the chorus, and instead of pushing his voice, he pulled back. He sang quieter, letting the words breathe. The silence between notes became as powerful as the notes themselves. This restraint showed maturity far beyond his age. Then came the second twist. As the song built toward its climax, the backing music dropped out almost completely. The boy stood alone, his voice echoing through the massive theater. He sang the final lines nearly a cappella. His voice cracked slightly on the last word, and instead of hiding it, he embraced it. That single crack shattered the room. Heidi's eyes filled with tears. Sophia openly cried, shaking her head in disbelief. Howie pressed his lips together, emotional. And Simon Cowell, the man famous for crushing dreams with brutal honesty, sat completely still, his eyes shining. The final note faded. For half a second, there was silence. Then the theater exploded. The audience leapt to their feet, screaming, clapping, cheering louder than anyone had all night. The applause felt endless. The boy stood there, breathing heavily, overwhelmed. His confident smile had disappeared. In its place was raw emotion. Simon stood up. That alone stunned the crowd. He walked closer to the stage and spoke slowly. He said he had expected entitlement. He had expected arrogance. Instead, he heard honesty, pain, and courage. He said that money can buy opportunity, but it cannot buy that kind of soul. The boy nodded, tears finally spilling over. Then came the third and biggest twist. Simon asked the boy why the song meant so much to him. The boy took a deep breath and revealed the truth he had never shared publicly. Despite his family's wealth, his childhood had been lonely. His parents were always traveling, always busy. He grew up surrounded by luxury but starved for attention. Music became his escape. Hotel California, he said, described his life perfectly. A beautiful place where you can never truly leave. The room fell silent again. Sophia stood up, walked toward the buzzer, and said that his story proved pain doesn't check bank accounts. She said his voice had reached millions of hearts in just 2 minutes. Then she slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down as the crowd screamed. The boy dropped to his knees, hands covering his face, shaking with disbelief. Tears streamed down his cheeks as the golden lights reflected off the falling confetti. Simon smiled, something rare and genuine. He nodded slowly, approvingly. The boy looked up, overwhelmed, transformed. In that moment, he wasn't a rich kid. He wasn't a businessman's son. He was an artist, finally seen. As the confetti settled, the audience continued cheering, chanting his name. Social media exploded within seconds. Clips of his performance spread across the United States and beyond. Headlines appeared almost instantly. Richest Filipino boy makes judges cry. Hotel California brings Simon Cowell to his feet. A golden buzzer no one saw coming. Backstage, the boy hugged his parents. For the first time, they saw not their heir, but their son. Later, interviews revealed that his parents had flown in secretly to support him, unsure if he would succeed. Watching him win the golden buzzer changed them too. Weeks later, his performance would be named one of the most emotional auditions in AGT history. Critics praised his maturity, his control, and his emotional depth. Fans said he reminded them that pain is universal, and dreams don't discriminate between rich and poor. And through it all, the boy remained humble. In interviews, he said wealth gave him a platform, but music gave him purpose. He promised to use his voice not just to sing, but to connect people across cultures, countries, and backgrounds. That night on the AGT stage proved something powerful. Sometimes the greatest surprises come from the people we least expect. Sometimes the richest stories are hidden behind the most comfortable lives. And sometimes, one song is enough to change how the world sees you. Before you leave, tell us something. From which part of the country are you watching this video today? Drop your city or state in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable stories that remind us why music still matters.